Who says a woman can't lead? Better yet, who told God he couldn't use one? It's a question worth sitting with, because throughout Scripture, God consistently chose people who were willing, not merely people who fit human expectations. He was never confined by cultural norms, social status, age, background, or gender. He has always been looking for hearts that would say yes. When Israel needed a judge, God raised up Deborah. When the king needed wisdom, Abigail stepped forward and changed the course of history. When a nation stood on the edge of destruction, Esther risked everything to answer her calling. And when the greatest news in history broke through the darkness of the tomb, some of the first witnesses to the risen Christ were women. What does that tell us? Perhaps the question has never been, can a woman lead? Perhaps the deeper question is, can she hear God and obey him? Because leadership was never meant to be about power. It is about responsibility. It is about influence. It is about service. It is about stewardship. And none of those qualities belong exclusively to one gender. A title doesn't make a leader. A position doesn't make a leader. A platform doesn't make a leader. Character does. Wisdom does. Integrity does. Obedience does. History is filled with people who held positions but lacked purpose, and people who carried no title yet transformed lives through faithful leadership. I've seen women lead homes, lead businesses, lead ministries, lead communities, lead through crisis, lead through heartbreak, lead when fear would have been easier, lead when nobody else was willing to step forward. And sometimes those who question a woman's ability to lead have never wrestled with the weight of leadership themselves. That reality should make us pause. How often do we judge a calling based on our preferences rather than God's purposes? How often do we place limits where God has placed opportunities? The truth is this: leadership is not determined by whether you're male or female. Leadership is determined by whether you are willing to answer the call God placed on your life. If God has called you, don't spend your life waiting for validation from people who were never assigned to define your purpose. Walk in wisdom. Walk in humility. Walk in courage. Walk in obedience. And let your fruit speak louder than the opinions surrounding you. Because in the end, God will not measure your life by the stereotypes you overcame or the critics you silenced. He will measure it by your faithfulness, by what you did with the gifts he gave you, by how you stewarded the opportunities he placed before you, by whether you answered when he called. And that is a challenge for every one of us. Not whether we fit someone's expectation, but whether we are willing to become everything God created us to be.